product movement.
Well, no,
Andy
I've seen it before. I'm not trying. I mean,
president
look, it's
and
funny.
CEO.
I think the whole thing's funny, but I also think that
I'm not making light of what you said.
I mean, we played the video where you can see all that stuff. So why not help out the less fortunate there that actually need it, and they can help them out in that aspect. Quickly, I want to go back to the newsroom. We're going to check in with Connor Kiesel. Connor, what's the word on social media right now?
Still trying to talk about last night's game. Just posted a story to Newsnet5.com about Travis Benjamin. Is he the fastest man alive? Jordan Cameron, after the game last night, said he was. Can we issue a challenge here on Dogs on the Run? Usain Bolt, come to Cleveland and take on Travis Benjamin. It is only on Dogs on the Run. Can Benjamin beat him? Let's have that discussion on social media. Benjamin or Bolt?
Look how serious he is.
I know. And look at this discussion behind him. You got Macy, T. Lee, and Byrne all behind him. I mean, they're intense. Is that a flak jacket next to T. Lee there on the left? It looks like the black jacket there. Is that a flak jacket? Was T. Lee flak jacketed up today?
I don't know what's going on with them. We were just talking Browns trivia, and I don't want to divulge the amount of knowledge in this room right now.
Really?
Good or bad?
Not so good.
What was the last question?
Was not up to par.
What
not up to Dogs standard.
Oh, what was the question?
Name Browns players on the offense.
Oh no! Hey, get Byrne over there for a minute. I got to ask her a quick question, Connor. I got to ask her a fashion question.
Kristen Byrne, come in. Fashion question.
I got to ask you, Kristen. I got to ask you a fashion question, okay?
Yeah, I'll tell them.
Last night the Browns wore brown on brown uniform. Your take on that fashion statement?
Brown on brown uniform. What do you think?
Brown on brown uniform?
Yeah. What do you think?
We need a little color. We need a pop of color.
A little pop of color? Well, the orange helmet didn't work?
Did the helmets work?
The helmets, I feel like we should probably do the pink breast cancer awareness like all the time because I'm a girl and I love pink. So if we add a little bit of pink to it, get the ladies involved. We know the ladies love the NFL. We are huge supporters. We are the ones buying the merchandise. So add a little pink to that year round.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. Tell Macy we're starting to get a little odor from her arm being up in the air. Don't tell her that. All right, don't tell her that. Oh, I got flagged on that one.
Flag just came in.
I finally got flagged. Thanks, Connor. We'll make sure we'll check out the social media. What? I don't understand.
So,
what?
Yeah, right, exactly. I was just saying.
Sports, you guys are getting flagged.
At what point did we say there are any rules to the show? Because there are none. Don't forget that.
So if you're joining in, we've got the feminine products and fashion statement. Welcome to the show.
All right.
I'm going to throw a flag
Friday.
on that 10 minutes late.
All right, I want to bail out of this. Let's go to
Delayed
Chris
flag.
Fedor. Chris Fedor is one of the best in the business when it comes to talking football, especially fantasy. Chris, you had a chance to listen to last night's game, or watch last night's game, I should say. Chris, what were your thoughts on the on the Browns last night? Hi, Chris.
I think what's great, guys, and good morning.
Good morning.
I think it's great when you can look back at a game and say there wasn't just one guy that stood out. There was about 5 to 10 guys that stood out. And, of course, everybody's going to point to Travis Benjamin, and his punt return really ignited the offense. But Brandon Whedon made plays. Josh Gordon made plays. Devon Best made plays. Barkevius Mingo made plays. Desmond Bryant, before he left the game, he was making plays. It was a complete team win. Everybody had a hand in that. And I think it just goes to show that this is a team that is starting to buy in offensively and defensively. And if you want to show that you're turning the corner and you're going in the right direction, you have to beat a team like Buffalo on your own home field. And the Browns did that. So they're showing that they're going in the right direction.
And that's really all you can ask for after 5 weeks, Chris. Going into this season, and people really didn't know what to expect. I think a lot of people thought, well, if they won 6 or 7 games, this would be a great season. But you're sitting at 3-2 in a division that continues to change weekly. And they're at the top of the division right now, but who knows what's going to happen if you can keep some semblance of consistency. This team has a chance to have a season like they haven't had in a long time.
I think that's a really good point because at the beginning of the year, everybody's like, oh, man, the Browns play in the AFC North, Pittsburgh this, Baltimore this, Cincinnati that. Well, it turns out the AFC North isn't what a lot of people thought it was going to be at the beginning of the year. So it's not like the Browns are in a division with the Denver Broncos at the top of it where they're not going to be able to catch them, or a team like the Seattle Seahawks in it where they're not going to be able to catch them. This is a wide-open division. Pittsburgh's got a number of issues offensively and defensively. Baltimore, I don't know what happened to them at the beginning of this season. They've completely ignored their running back, Ray Rice, who's their best player. It's clear that they missed some of the leadership of Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and guys like that. And Cincinnati, Cincinnati is, to me, guys, one of the most talented teams in the NFL. They've got so many components that you like, but then there's Andy Dalton. And you have to say, can he be the guy that takes them to the next level? So, again, it is a wide-open division, and the opportunity is there for the Browns. And it's got to be nice for the Browns after playing on Thursday Night Football and going to 3-2. They get to sit around this weekend. They get to pop some corn, drink some of their favorite beverages, and just enjoy what happens, feeling like no matter what, they're going to have a share of first place.
I do want to ask this. Is there a free agent quarterback that you'd want to bring in right now that's not currently with the team?
Oh, man. A lot of people are going to talk about Josh Freeman, and I get it. I understand that. Former first-round pick. You guys probably aren't going to like this, but I'm somebody who said this a couple of weeks ago, actually, when the Browns released their depth chart, and it was Brandon Weeden, Jason Campbell, Brian Hoyer. And I asked the audience on 92.3 The Fan, I said, why not Tim Tebow? Just asking the question, is Tim Tebow not a better option than Jason Campbell or Brian Hoyer? And I would take a run at a guy like Tim Tebow just because I feel like even though, it's not pretty when the ball comes out of his hands, even though there is a little bit of a circus environment around him, he makes plays. He doesn't have to be a great quarterback. I'm not going to ask him to be a great quarterback. But if you're talking about somebody to be your backup quarterback and what you want from that guy, you want somebody who can come
I'm throwing the flag on that. Anytime I hear Tim Tebow, I just want to puke.
Why? Why?
That wasn't me.
You just want somebody who can come off the bench and move the offense. That's what Tim Tebow does. It doesn't always look pretty, and I understand that. But the offense moves with the guy. It moved in Denver. He revived a dead offense that was going nowhere with Kyle Orton and had a hand in taking them to the playoffs.
Here's why I don't think they'll do it, Chris. Chris, if he didn't work out in New England and Bill Belichick didn't like him, there's no way Michael Lombardi's going to want him.
Well, that's understandable. I can see that.
That's the only logic that I can see behind it. Let me throw this name at you real quick. Jordan Palmer. Jordan Palmer.
You would rather have Jordan Palmer than Tim Tebow?
No, I'm just saying that's a name that I would not be surprised if we hear it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now they're going to be looking, obviously. They're going to have to look. And the high-profile guy, obviously, is Josh Freeman. But, again, you're talking about somebody who comes with baggage. And I think if you bring a guy like Josh Freeman, I think that would just create a little bit more of a problem in the locker room just because of the reports that have come out of Tampa Bay. And I think one of the things that I like about this Browns team so far through 5 games, guys, they play hard, but it seems like they just love each other. They're really happy to play with each other. They're happy to play for each other. They pick each other up when they make mistakes. And I think a guy like Josh Freeman, not coming into this kind of situation, I don't think I'd do that.
All right, Chris, hey, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you on Monday morning, maybe?
You got it, guys.
All right, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. All right, I want to show you something real quick. Now, we have our choice. We can go to Kenny Rhoda. That's choice 2.
Love Kenny.
Or Sarah on choice 1. Kenny or Sarah?
Go to Sarah.
Sarah or Kenny? What do you think?
Sarah.
All right, so let's ask the audience one more time. Kenny? Sarah? Sarah, you win! Hey, congratulations!
There she is.
Sarah, what'd you think of the game last night?
Oh my gosh, I have no voice. I hope it comes back today, but it was all worth it. I was, of course, there the entire game cheering on, and by the time TJ Ward ran in that interception touchdown, that's when my voice was gone.
Yeah, tell the Browns fans, though, you have game duty, so there's probably a lot of Browns fans who are watching right now. They're going, hey, where have I seen this young lady before? You have game duties, and they get to see you on the big screen and all that kind of stuff. So come tell them a little bit what you have to do during the games.
Yeah, well, I'm a Fox Sports Ohio girl, and as part of that this season, I'm also the in-game entertainment host for the Browns games. So throughout the season, you'll see me during halftime show. Last night we had the special ceremony for Jim Brown, but you'll see me during that and throughout the game. So if you guys see me, make sure you say hi. But you can also follow me with Fox Sports on our Facebook page at Fox Sports Ohio Girls or FS Ohio Girls, and you can find out where I'm at.
All right, Sarah, being on the field for last night's game, you had a really good feel for what the fans were all about. What was the energy like on the field?
Well, I actually tweeted one time, oh my goodness, I wish you guys could feel the energy in here right now. Just looking around and seeing all the fans, I got chill bumps. It was just so amazing. So everybody needs to come down and experience for themselves. It was amazing.
All right, Sarah, we're running out of time. Please, if you call at 7 o'clock, we'll stay with you till 8:30 in the morning. Just so you know
I
that.
just wanted to call in and say, go Browns.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much.
She's the best.
We will talk to you next week, I hope. Please, call us back.
All right.
Let's
Thanks,
go.
Sarah. Bye.
That's the good. We might be the ugly, and here comes the bad. I don't know.
Oh, thanks. Wow.
I had to figure out something. At least I took ugly for us. Kenny Rhoda, just as
our
we
day.
start to wrap this show up a little bit, give us your overall take on where the Browns are heading into the future here.
Love the defense. How can you not love the defense after the first 5 games, putting pressure on the quarterback, the run game, stopping the run, which they haven't done since they've been back in 1999. Special teams performing much better than I thought they would. Didn't know what to get out of Spencer Lanning, as well as, the kicking game with Billy Cundiff. That has been pretty good so far. Offense is still a work in progress, but they've come up with big plays, and that's what last night's win was all about on defense, special teams, and offense. They came up with the big play, so they're headed in the right direction in a division that, and I agree with Chris, that is on the downward spiral. So we'll see if they can maintain this level of play, though, for 16 full games, and we'll wait to see what's up with Brian Hoyer after he gets the MRI.
All right, Kenny, thank you so much. We'll see you right here tomorrow night, immediately following the Ohio State-Northwestern game. Real quick prediction on Ohio State tomorrow.
I like Ohio State tomorrow night, and I like them by 2 touchdowns in the game because I think the combination of offense, defense, and their special teams, too, will be too much for Northwestern to handle.
All right, Kenny, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow night on News Channel 5. Appreciate it. Great job always giving us analysis. We'll go to the phone lines just like you can, 216-431-3820. We're joined by Joe in Twinsburg. Joe, you got a question about last night's game?
No, I just thought it was a really good game. I was pretty impressed, especially from the beginning to the end, and the defense was pretty sweet too. Can't believe they had 2 touchdowns that I saw anyway.
Joe, what went through your mind when Brian Hoyer went out of the game and Brandon Weeden came back in?
Not really sure because Hoyer's pretty good from what I've seen so far. But when it was kind of shocking at first to see him leave, and then when you saw Weeden come in, seeing that they lost the first 2 games, you're just kind of leery about what was going to happen. But he ended up turning it on. I thought he ended up playing a pretty good game overall too.
All right, Joe, thanks for checking in with us this morning. We appreciate your time, and go Browns, my friend.
Yeah.
All right, Joe and Twinsburg checking in with us. Let's go back to the other phone lines here because the phone lines are cooking a little bit. 216-431-3820 if you want to get in right at the end of the show. Matt Wood from Dogs by Nature joins us. Matt, your take on the Browns from last night and this big win over Buffalo where they're now 3-2.
Feels great to be in first place at this point in time of the season. But, yeah, you know what? They did enough to win yesterday. That's all it kind of comes down to. And good for Brandon Weeden to be able to come in off the bench, kind of shake off the rust and kind of shake off the disappointment of not being the starter anymore and do what he had to do to get this team in the right position.
If Brian Hoyer doesn't come back, Matt, and Brandon Weeden is the guy, how comfortable are you that he can get it done and lead this team and possibly maybe even to a playoff berth?
I may not be the most popular guy in Cleveland with that opinion, but you see the different strengths. He's not going to get rid of the ball very quickly. It's something he needs to work on, but that's coachable. But you see how much more dangerous he is throwing the football down the field to Josh Gordon and, to Cameron as well. So he has a different set of strengths, but if the coaching staff can use him right and he can get a little bit better on the little things like, maybe looking at more than one guy on a route, I think we're going to be all right with Brandon Weeden. I mean, remember, he beat Hoying for a starting job all camp long. So the guy definitely has the talent.
All right, Matt, do me a favor. Can we talk to you on Monday? I'll have a little bit more time that we can talk to you on Monday.
No problem at all.
All right, and make sure you check him out at dogsbynature.com. Thank you very much, Matt. Appreciate it. All right, Matt, let's go out to Baltimore right now. We check in with Garrett Downing from Ravens.com. It's very rare for me to say this, but how does it feel to be looking up in the standings at the Cleveland Browns this morning?
Yeah, I know. I think you could have made a lot of money if you bet in Vegas that the Browns were going to be in first place after that Trent Richardson trade and the Ravens would be looking up at them. But, hey, even after this weekend, they could still be in first place. The Bengals play the Patriots, and the Ravens go down to play a 3-1 Dolphins team. So they could have some staying power.
Garrett, the AFC North feels like it's a little bit down this year, yet the Browns, I don't know how they're doing it. Might be smoke and mirrors, but they're playing, well, I know how they're doing it. It's defense. But the Browns have made a statement, and I think after the Ravens losing to the Bills and the Browns coming back and beating the Bills, I'm very much looking forward to that next meeting between the Ravens and the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, if the Browns are going to win the division, I think a 9-7 record could potentially win the division this year. And if the Browns are going to be that team, they've got to beat the Ravens. They've got to beat the teams within their division. They haven't beaten the Ravens in 5.5 years. So if they're going to win the division, they have to beat those AFC North teams. They got to beat the Ravens. They got to beat the Steelers. I know they already beat the Bengals. So that's what's going to happen for them if they're going to win the division and they're going to have staying power at the top.
All right, Garrett, can we talk to you on Monday morning when we got a little bit more time?
Yeah, that's absolutely. Enjoy the win.
All right, thank you. Garrett Downing, thank you very much. Joining us from Ravens.com. Make sure you read him on Ravens.com. We're going to steal an extra 15 seconds. Final thought.
This is a role that they're on right now. And for Browns fans and for Browns players in particular, enjoy this. Enjoy the role. Enjoy first place. Enjoy the 10 days off. Enjoy watching on Sunday a bunch of other people beating each other up and knowing that you're going to be in first place no matter what happens after Week 5.
I think what we've learned over the last 48 hours about Cleveland sports is, you know what? Enjoy the moment. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about. The Indians had a great run. They wrapped things up on Thursday night. Cleveland, you were awesome at that game. And then I go back to last night on national television. You looked outstanding, Northeast Ohio. You represented well. Your team went out and got you a victory last night. They're 3-2 when no one thought they would be 3-2. And it's a great time to be a Cleveland sports fan because not only are the Indians looking up, the Browns are definitely looking up, and the Cavaliers start next week. And if Andrew Bynum can play a little bit and all these top draft picks, all the teams seem to be going on the uprise. We want to thank our entire staff here again at Dogs on the Run for doing another amazing and outstanding job. Thank you guys very much.
Awesome
Good job.
Stuff.
All right, so let me just go through a couple quick programming notes for you. Tonight, McDonald's 5 on your sideline, the best high school in town. Tomorrow night, Ohio State and Northwestern on News Channel 5. Make sure you check that out. Matt Wilhelm will be there, Kenny Roto will be there, and I'll be there right after the game as we give you great Ohio State post-game coverage on News Channel 5. But until then, thank you for watching Dogs on the Run. We will see you and talk to you on Monday morning. Participate in the show. Be a dog on the run.